Hello everyone, my name is Miss Yvonne, and today we're going to do a story time about, can you see this little picture here? Yes, that's right. We are going to do a story time about dumplings. And if you are ready, let's get started. So before we get started, I'm going to teach you a little bit about the Chinese dumplings, and later I'm gonna show you the dumplings all around the world too, but for now, here it is. Have you ever tried the Chinese dumplings before? It usually looks like this, and we usually steam the dumplings or fried it, and it's extremely delicious. The way we make it is that we would use flour mixed with salt and water, and we will make the dough and let it rise, and inside the fillings for dumplings, in Chinese it is called jiǎo. Can you repeat after me? Jiǎo. That's right. The inside of jiǎo is usually meat and vegetables, so it's salty inside, and we would knead the dough and then make these little wrap for the dumplings. We will wrap the meat and vegetables in, and we will cook it in the water, steam it, sometimes fried it, to make the dumplings, the Chinese dumplings usually know. And I think you might also heard of another thing called 包子. Can you repeat after me? 包子. It usually looks like this. 包子 is like a fluffy steamed bun we do, and it looks a lot like 饺子, which is the dumpling. But usually the dumplings, the dough, it doesn't contain any yeast. And the 包子, the bun, usually it has yeast, so it has like a fluffier outside. The inside, we would make vegetables and meat too, but sometimes we would make the sweet bun too. So there are a lot of differences, and the size is different too. 饺子 is usually smaller, and 包子 bigger and rounder. And now you know all of the knowledge for the Chinese dumplings. Let's start the story time. Okay, so the first story we're going to talk about is Dumplings Are Delicious by Davy. My name is Ren. I am almost 6 years old. I lived in China until I was adopted. Bo, can you see him over here? What is this animal here? Yeah, Bo the hippo is my best friend. Mom gave him to me on the way we became a family. Bo is a very special hippo. He is an heirloom hippo. Bo belonged to lots of people in my family before me. That's why he is so smart. As a special treat, my mom and I make 饺子. 饺子 are delicious dumplings from China. Mom and I learned how to make them together. I love dumplings. They are really fun to make, but even better to eat. One day at school, Katarina told me that she had dumplings for lunch. But when she opened her lunchbox, I didn't see them. Katarina, I said, those aren't dumplings. Yes, they are. My mom makes them for me all the time. We call them pierogi in Russian, but they are dumplings, Katarina insisted. Do you see the pierogi here? Doesn't really look like Ren's dumplings, right? Carlos sat down at our table. Carlos, what did you bring for lunch today? Katarina asked. Dumplings, Carlos replied. Abuelo makes them every Sunday and puts some aside just for me. I love Abuelo's empanadas. Let's see what this one looks like. Wow, this is Katarina's pierogi. This is Carlos' empanada. And this is jiǎo. They all look very different, right? And it's all dumplings. Empanadas, Katarina and I exclaimed together. How can empanadas be dumplings? Dumplings are 饺子 or pierogi. Carlos' empanadas were not 饺子 or pierogi, but they sure look like dumplings. I guess jiǎo, pierogi, and empanadas are all dumplings, Katarina said. Just then, Mr. Wood, our teacher, sat down. We all looked as he opened his lunchbox. He said, I love pierogies. They are a special kind of polished dumplings. Pierogies, I cried. Empanadas, Catalina exclaimed. Jiǎo and pierogi, Carlos said. How can they all be dumplings? Katarina asked. Well, said Mr. Woods, a dumpling is stuffed with something delicious and covered with dough. Even though these dumplings are all different, they are still dumplings. But where did all the dumplings go? I asked. Bo must have snitched our dumplings when we weren't looking, said Carlos. Don't worry, Mr. Wood said. One day next week, we will taste different kinds of dumplings from all over the world. The next Friday, when we walked into our classroom, a globe and a big box were sitting on top for Mr. Wood's desk. Mr. Wood reached into the box and pulled out a dumpling. These are ganelles, Mr. Wood said. They are French dumplings. And then Mr. Wood reached into the box and pulled out another dumplings. This one is called mandu, and it is from Korea. Before long, Mr. Wood's desk was covered with all sorts of dumplings, and they all looked delicious. There were ravioli from Italy, mandu from Korea, and parasas from India, and krepla, a traditional Jewish dumpling. So you see krepla here, the mandu from Korea, and these are the Italian ravioli. Those are very delicious. We never knew there could be so many different kinds of dumplings. The dumplings all tasted different, and they had different names. They came in different shapes, sizes, and colors, and from different parts of the world. Some were spicy and some were sweet. Some were square and some were round. All of them were stuffed with something yummy and covered with dough. That's my story. And do you know what I have learned? Dumplings are dumplings no matter where they come from or how they look. Each dumpling is special and each one is different, just like people. Being different doesn't matter. What does matter is this: dumplings are delicious, especially when you share them with friends. It's as simple as that. Do you see Ren is sharing the dumplings with Bo the hippo? And the end. Okay, now that we finished our first story, I'm gonna teach you a kid's rhyme that is in Chinese for the kids that love dumplings. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, the first one is let's make dumplings, let's make dumplings. 包饺子，包饺子. Can you repeat after me? 包饺子，包饺子. Good job. And the second one is who should we make dumplings for? 包个饺子给谁吃? Can you repeat after me? 包个饺子给谁吃? Good job. And the third one is one for you and one for me. 给你吃，给我吃. Can you repeat after me? 给你吃，给我吃. And the last one is we eat the dumplings all together. 我们大家一起吃. Can you repeat after me? 我们大家一起吃. Okay, let's do this rhyme together, right? 包饺子，包饺子，包个饺子给谁吃？给你吃，给我吃，我们大家一起吃. Good job, everyone. Okay, the second story we're going to talk about is Dumpling Stream, How Joyce Chen Brought the Dumplings from Beijing to Cambridge. Written by Carrie Clickard. And do you know who Joyce Chen is? She was actually a very famous Chinese-American chef, and she opened a lot of restaurants in 1960s, and she had her own TV shows. So let's see what this story is about. What do you see here? I see a little girl, and I think she's obviously writing in Chinese over here. A quiet room, one ink-stained girl determined to perfect each curl. Her writing brush sweeps down the rows, a scrumptious scent slips past her nose. Dumplings! It's over here! Jiǎo's favorite treat. Cook hands for one, still warm, to eat. You're old enough, come learn from me. She climbs the stool so she can see. What are they making here? Yeah, the dumplings. And do you still remember how to say it in Chinese? 饺子. Can you repeat after me? 饺子. That's right. 一二三. Can you repeat after me? 一二三. It means 1, 2, 3 in Chinese. 一二三. Cook rolls the dough, dab of stuffing, pinch it close. 1, 2, 3. To Jiǎo's shame, her dumplings isn't quite the same. Oh no. Do you think Jiǎo knows how to make dumplings? Not really. She practices from spring to fall, dumplings, noodles, sweet rice bowls. Next New Year, Jiǎo's greatest prize is in cook's proud, approving eyes. Whoa! Now we have dumplings here, the noodles here, and the sweet rice bowls here. Light the lanterns, dragon dances. Try a riddle, take your chances. Jiǎo's grown enough to play, but cooking's better any day. Dragon boats race down the lake. Jiǎo has 粽子 to make. Do you know what 粽子 is? It's actually a special rice dumplings that we make for Dragon Boat Festival. It's like these over here. Tie them tight with 5 bright strings. Praise from butter, her heart sings. She loves to learn a joy each day. Let's call her Joyce, the teachers say. She likes the name Jiǎo is gone, and she is Joyce from that day on. A red silk dress, 汤圆 to eat, embroidered slippers on her feet. Joyce becomes a loving wife, a new husband, city, and a new life. Red eggs celebrate a boy, dreams of mooncakes, luck, and joy. Then a daughter joined the 3, a plump, delicious family. Trouble come, war in the news, the heart of China split in 2. Days of worry, nights of fear, even dumplings taste so fierce. Is it safe? How long before her family is hurt by China's war? Joyce packs up and sails away from all her dumplings, dreams, and days. 2 weeks and a half, a world spin by. It's the USA! New words to learn, strange food to try. When she's scared, her thumbs throat tight. The smile of dumplings sets things right. Cambridge bursts with students learning. Far from China, filled with yearning, Joyce invites them, come and eat, sharing news and homemade treats. 2 small chairs will soon be 3. A new son joins the family. Oh, now they have a new baby. Stretching noodles straight and thin to wish long life and luck for them. School bake sale, a nervous day. Joy stacked cookies on the tray. Egg rolls too, a crispy tower. Sauce for dipping, sweet and sour. Rows of muffins, pies, and cake. Were her egg rolls a mistake? Do you think people will like her egg rolls? Time to leave, face pink with shame. People call out Joyce's name. Delicious egg rolls! I ate 4. We sold out. Can you make more? Yay! Cheeks and belly stuffed with bliss. In Cambridge, no one cooks like this. Friends and family all agree a restaurant is what Joyce need. Wow! What do you see here? It's Joyce Chen Restaurant, a perfect spot on Concord Street where Cambridge friends can stop and eat. It only needs one small touch more. Her name in red above the door. Grand opening. Joyce feels so proud. Tables full, a hungry crowd. No one tries her favorite treat. Chop suey's all they want to eat. My dumplings aren't a gluey stew. I need to call them something new. The name she picks makes people smile. Ravioli, Peking style. Dumpling stands right out the door. Chefs, she needs a dozen more. But cook like Joyce, no one knows how. Joyce must be the teacher now. Measure, test, and taste each bite till the recipe is right. Write them down, the pile grows. A cookbook and a TV show. Ni hao. Can you repeat after me? Ni hao, which means hello in Chinese. Come and cook with me, my favorite dumpling recipe. Success has come for all to see. An author, chef, and mom of 3. Days filled with what Joyce loves to do. Her dumplings dreams have all come true. The end. Okay, now that we finished our second story, we're gonna do another rhyme together. And it's called Davy, Davy Dumplings. I'm gonna do it for the first time and you can follow along, alright? Davy, Davy Dumpling, boil him in a pot, butter him and sugar him, and eat it while he's hot. Okay, let's do this for one more time, alright? Davy, Davy Dumplings, boil him in a pot, butter him and sugar him, and eat it while he's hot. Good job, everyone. And the final story we're going to talk about is Amy Wood and the Perfect Bao by Cat Zong. And do you still remember what baozi is? It's the fluffy steamed bun, a little bit different from the dumplings. Let's see what the story is about. Woo, do you see a little kitty here? And she says, bao like bao, not like the bowl. Ooh, do you see a little girl here? Amy can do a lot of things. She can brush her teeth and she can tie her shoes. She can even do both at once, sort of. Do you think she is doing both here? Kind of. But there's one thing Amy cannot do. She cannot make the perfect bao. Sometimes they come out too small. Oh my god, even an ant can carry it. It's super small, right? And sometimes they come out too big. She couldn't even hold it. Sometimes she adds too much filling. Oh no. And sometimes not enough. And sometimes they fall apart before they reach her mouth. Amy's mom and dad makes perfect bao. So does her grandma. Their bao are soft and fluffy and so delicious. Amy could eat them all day, and sometimes she does. Today, Amy is going to do it. She's going to make the world's most perfect bao. Bao making is an all-day event. Amy's dad starts in the morning mixing together the ingredients for the dough. Then it's time to knead. He pushes the dough and he punches the dough. Amy gives it a try too. They leave the dough to rise. Amy keeps an eye on it just in case it grows bigger and bigger and even bigger. Amy's dad squishes the dough down just in time. He rolls it into a log and cuts it into pieces. Meanwhile, Amy's mom seasons meat for the filling. You have to add garlic, mushrooms, ginger, salt, and pepper into the meat. Everyone gathers around the table and rolls up their sleeves. It's time to get to work. Amy's first bowl turns out a little funny. So does the second. It's hard to know how much filling to add. Too little and the bowl is sad and empty. Too much and whoops! It's also hard to pinch the bowl shut just right. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Amy watches her mom make a perfect bowl. She watches her dad make a perfect bowl. And her grandma too. They all try to teach her. Roll out the dough like this, says Amy's dad. Use just enough filling, says Amy's mom. Pinch, 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 says Amy's grandma. But Amy's bowls just aren't the same. They're too empty and too fat. They have holes in them. They leak. Oh no. Maybe today won't be the day after all. Maybe Amy just can't make a perfect bowl. Then Amy has an idea. The pieces of dough were cut for grown-up hands, but Amy's hands are very small. She whispered her idea into her grandma's ear, and voila! Amy's grandma cut each piece of dough into 2 smaller pieces, Amy-sized pieces. Now they fit perfectly in Amy's palms. Carefully, Amy's rolled the dough so it's thicker to the inside and thinner at the edges. She adds just right amount of filling. She pinch, pinch, pinch. It's shut. And there it is, Amy's perfect bowl. Yay! She makes another and another and even more after that. She's a bowl making master now. Soon all the dough and fillings are gone. Everyone is tired, but they are not done yet. Amy's grandma boils a big pot of water. It's time to steam the bowl. Amy keeps an eye on the steamer just in case. All her perfect bowl and all the imperfect ones too are snugged inside. The bowl are done! Amy's mom lifts the lid of the steamer and whoosh! Out comes a puff of steam. Amy can't see anything at all. The steam clears. There are Amy's perfect bowl. They are not too small and they are not too big. They have just the right amount of filling and they do not leak. They are soft and fluffy and so delicious. Amy eats one, then another, then she eats one of the not so perfect bowl. And you know what? It tastes just as good. Yay! Now everyone in her class is doing what? They are all having Amy's bowl. Yay! Even the little kitty. The end. And now we finish our dumpling story time. My name is Miss Yvonne and I'll see you next time. Bye!